Championship. Coming down the aisle first, weighing in at 225 pounds, he's hailing from the dance floor. He is the hot stepper, Macrae Martin.
It is now time for our main event here in Courage Pro Wrestling. The hot stepper, Macrae Martin. What an exciting game. I gotta tell you, the last show, he was entertaining as all hell. He really put the pedal to the metal, and he went to overdrive trying to win the championship, earning himself a spot here today to go up against the champion Jackson Payne.
Yeah, Macrae Martin, another one we happen to come across in that battle royal of sorts.
Absolutely.
He came down near the end.
That 104 was wild.
The Iron Cowboy and, of course, our champion, Jackson Payne. What?
And his opponent, he is the current, reigning, defending, next generation champion. He hails from Hamilton, Ontario, standing at 6'1" and 250 pounds. He is the Death Merchant, Jackson Payne.
And here he is, our Courage Pro Wrestling Next Generation Champion, Jackson Payne. And this man has been a monster since day one, earning his spot here today as champion, as a defending champion at that.
Absolutely, and Jackson Payne is so welcomed and warmly loved by the Courage Pro fans. It's sometimes mind-boggling to me because he is such a guy that he's got a physical presence that you think he could be very dominating, and yet he almost comes across as a softie.
It would seem that way. He doesn't seem to have a whole lot to say, but then again, he's not really here for talking. He's here for fighting, and that is the exact reason why this championship belongs to the man.
Well, we'll see for the time being. I don't know.
Hot stepper Macrae Martin does have good odds going against Jackson Payne. His momentum going into the match, all the same, fierce, charismatic, and, well, it's caught the right attention.
It's a worthwhile contender in Macrae Martin. You were saying that earlier. And if the so-called Death Merchant doesn't come through on this match, he could be suddenly peddling the markets of Agrabah, if you know what I mean.
I hear you there, and I'm certainly hoping the best for either of these competitors going into this match. And
Lost to the sands of time.
And speaking of lost to the sands of time, we are joined by Josh Rem as well, but not
Wait
as
a
you'd
minute.
expect.
Wait a minute now. What's he doing here?
The former head man of Courage Pro Wrestling there. He seems to come to spectate, I would imagine, being part of the Courage Pro Wrestling faithful audience.
Well, yeah, is he here with a paid ticket or is he here by other reasons? I was under the impression that he was entirely done not to appear again.
Well, as far as I'm aware, he's not to appear as any sort of authority figure, so I'd certainly imagine that he would at least be allowed as a patron to see where his former baby is going.
Yeah, we know that the aprons are out. There is an admission table. I doubt he would just be able to stroll, for lack of a better term, in.
There will be eyes watching on him just in case he may have something planned. Who knows?
However, where is Justin Graves?
That is an excellent question.
So, Josh is here, and it is the title match. Mize, we have come to the main event. We're here.
I cannot wait
That
for
last
this.
match took a lot out of me. We've seen a lot of contests, right, going back for the very first today.
Well, I hope you're ready to have more breath taken away. He is ready. We are ready. And on we go with the main event.
Indeed, we are ready. Because there's one thing about Macrae Martin. He's faster, and it's his speed that is going to earn him a victory here. If he can outmatch and outwit Jackson Payne, we could see a new champion.
That is true. We could see a new champion. And if he doesn't tire out Jackson Payne, then, he could be running into a train face first.
Absolutely. Very important to note. I believe Macrae Martin has been doing this for now at least 3 years. possibly more.
That's still a long period. That's still a good amount of experience to get in there. And
However, Jackson Payne is running on about 10 years, if not more. At least a decade. I have some history with Jackson Payne. So yeah,
that is quite a time frame and difference there. While a hot stepper still has plenty of time under his belt, you know, whether it be tricks of the technical trade, strengths, speeds, any information he's gathered. The same and then some can be said about Jackson Payne. As you said, 10 years of experience. There are things that, you know, he's discovered and come across, different means of operating that the hot stepper may not even know about yet.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of power to him, but he's very sportsmanlike. Sometimes, not always. But in this case, he understands the responsibility of being a champion, and he does bring that. He's a role model to the audience, to the kids, and there's a lot of fans who believe in him. So he understands all that weight on his shoulders in addition to the gold around his waist.
That is a lot on his shoulders, and at this time he may have the champion's advantage, but the hot stepper is not an unclever individual. I imagine he will find a way to topple the giant. They seem to be on rather equal footing for the time being. The first time around, and taking to his advantage right into the headlock.
I saw Hot Stepper, it was Encourage Pro back in January or February of 2020. Wow. And he was definitely impressive then. So you have that downtime that a lot of people had. He only continued to own his craft.
That's really commendable. You know, you spend all that time keeping your mind fresh, keeping your body poised and ready for action, just in case of the time frame, a time such as this, to be able to procure the opportunity to claim championship gold.
Well, the hot stepper trying to get some beats now going with the feet getting the rhythm, but will be enough rhythm.
The Death Merchant fears nothing coming from his offensive.
Unfortunately, Jackson Payne has his own tune, and it's not one that's compatible with Macrae Martin.
No, it is quite unfortunate for Macrae Martin being on the receiving end of the offense of Jackson Payne, not having to exude as much stamina as you'd think at this time.
No.
Being able to stay fresh, powerful, and keep his opponent pinned down, especially in the corner after that splash.
Well, the reason I said about the speed is because I was talking to Macrae before the match, and that was entirely his hope, his agenda, was that he could move faster. And unfortunately, he's just taking too much damage right now. I don't think he'll be able to come through on that.
Well, he has taken quite a bit of damage relying solely on his speed alone. Perhaps his cunning and his strength will come into his favor later on in the match. One can only imagine.
Perhaps a misstep instead of a hot step on the part of Macrae.
You're just on fire with these today.
It's the main event. Go big or go home.
And they've certainly gone big. And speaking of
plus
big,
that Monster Energy's kicked in, you know.
Oh, man. You're just raring to go on this. Speaking of big things as well, Jackson Payne, stature of a wall, waiting for Macrae Martin to come back in and take his shot once again.
Yeah, well, Jackson Payne's going to be like the children in the Village of the Damned, and he's going to bust through that wall barrier, mentally and physically, of Macrae Martin.
And speaking of in the Village there, Macrae Martin just taking residence above the citizens of the Courage Pro Wrestling faithful.
True.
Taking a few moments to catch his breath to get back into this match.
The Zyla Berry fan club over there, but also clearly Jackson Payne. You see them glowing green. Oh, you see that? You thought he was going to choke him, but he was just setting him up so that he could come in flying from the outside. And now that's really getting some good air on that. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, almost a 3 by
that outside spinning heel kick and then quickly transitioning into the ring, taking him down with that flying clothesline was absolutely monumental.
We were so close to having a new champion this soon from Jackson Payne's the start of his reign. It's only been 2 months.
That was absolutely wild. And you know, the hot stepper has what it takes. He does have what it takes, but it's all a matter of being able to use all that strength to him. He's managed to come back with a pocket of energy to take him down for a mere few moments, but let's just hope that that's going to continue to be the case. Ooh. Which may not be right now.
No.
Despite his offense, despite his trying, Jackson Payne just seemed to recover rather quickly. As Macrae fights on, one can only imagine how much more punishment Jackson has in store for him. Oh my. Boy. It is normally at this time in the show I like to exert a little mantra of mine, and it's sweet chili heat. Oh, yikes.
Yeah, but Jackson Payne's chest doesn't even look hot after that chop. It's like he absorbed it.
pretty much like a sponge. But speaking of the hot stepper, taking all manner of different charismatic offense, Jackson Payne, seemingly more aggravating than painful, which could be what he needs to throw him off his game. Only a 2 count once again.
Rather uncanny in the way Jackson Payne is absorbing the offense of Macrae Martin.
What a beating he seems to be taking right now. One can only imagine, is Macrae Martin simply resting, or is he gathering his thoughts, thinking of what manner of hurt he's going to lay on his opponent next? Hard strike. And another one to Jackson Payne.
I'm thinking that you can see that the Mize is physically wounded. In fact, another professional wrestler here named Tarek, Macrae Martin was in the ring with a few nights ago, and he told me you'll see his chest is rather blistered up. So he was not coming into this match 100%.
Get out of town. It's very noble of him to be able to perform in this championship match so soon after such conflict.
Oh, yep, foot on the ropes. Ring presence, good ring presence by Jackson Payne.
The referee called it as a kick out at 2. Didn't make mention of the part on the ropes there. I could only imagine that if he didn't make some kind of gesture, the referee could have called the match at 3 and we would have had a new champion.
Absolutely. It was all about positioning there, both on the part of Payne and the referee. I also want to give an update on Jason Chase that he is walking. He's got the assistance of a cane, but at least no hospital visit. And we look forward to his recovery very soon.
Very fortuitous indeed, and what a stroke of luck that his teammate, Ron T. Legend, happened to score the victory earlier tonight, too.
Absolutely.
A speedy recovery, a swift victory. It looks like things will turn out well for Jason Chase in the long run.
But will it turn out well for Macrae Martin as far as victories go?
Well, it's hard to say at the moment. They seem to be trading blows, and the fatigue is real in Jackson Payne. He seems to be suffering from chops and blows alike. Macrae is certainly using his intelligence to his advantage, but yikes.
Macrae had a little bit of difficulty there grasping hold of Jackson Payne, because Jackson Payne does not quite have the head of hair that Macrae Martin has. You know, it could slip right off like that.
Absolutely. It can put you in a pretty prickly predicament there. It leaves you to an attack of opportunity from your opponent, and that could just cause the match to go entirely downhill for you.
Now, while Macrae Martin looks physically beaten, not match beaten, but worn, Jackson Payne's starting to show a bit of wear and tear himself.
Absolutely. He's perspiring quite a bit. He's had to catch
Still enough to take him down.
It's absolutely incredible. The deep pockets, a second win these gentlemen happen to carry. It's no wonder they're in contention for championship gold.
Absolutely. You've got to bring it your all there. You've got to be 100% focused, 110% focused, because that's the only way you're going to get gold around your waist.
Macrae Martin having a grip on Jackson. Jackson a grip on Macrae. But Jackson comes up victorious in that struggle for the vertical suplex. And the cover up. He's hooking the leg.
2. Still enough left in Macrae Martin to get that shoulder up, but I don't know how much.
As they take this time to gather themselves, Macrae using just a small bit of his stamina to be able to kick out of that, which was luckily enough the case. I mean, maybe if Jackson had the capability to hold on a little bit tighter, to hook him a little more towards this direction, maybe he would have retained his title as well.
Yeah, for sure. I honestly expected Macrae Martin to come into this, you know, a smooth streaming service, a CD, a record, but now he's skipping the needle a little bit.
Absolutely. It's bouncing up and down on the vinyl player, and who knows which way this tune will take. Who's going to skip the next beat? Will their song play out? Ooh.
He's gonna have to break some speakers and make some noise if he's gonna come out on top after this. Oh, there he is, as I said.
Jackson's using his upright positioning to his advantage, maneuvering all around, and just
Nelson thought he was gonna almost try for his signature move there.
Trading back,
known for the... Oh boy, spine buster.
A hard spine buster only takes him to 2.
Yeah, just the shoulder for Macrae.
You know the old saying, what goes up must be brought down in heavily violent fashion by JAXON PAYNE.
Yeah, well, both men are down right now. This is the moment, the defining moment, in my opinion, for Macrae Martin. If he's going to come out on top, he needs this moment right now to make or break a decision, to get a new strategy, a new game plan, get some air back in his lungs, some fire in his blood, and he's got to get going. He's got to get on his feet. He's got to get on his feet now. I'm trying to say what I would do, Macrae.
If you tell me I stop one more time.
Oh, come on now.
Macrae Martin asking for my help. I don't know how much I can do from this table, and nor might I want to. This is a match where if you're not there to win the gold, you can't have help doing it.
Absolutely. I think you can
Unless
take
certain
it.
people are out there. But right now he's out there all alone. So if his head is not in it to win, then why is he even in the championship run? That's what it comes down to. Both men.
That is an excellent point. You know, it's a great question as well. Both men have to be in it. They have to be in it to win it. They have to be giving their all. Whether it's even during rest periods, like they've had a couple of times at the very least, because these men have been throwing each other all over the place. And speaking of throwing each other, right off the top, landing hard in the center of the ring. Took too much time to call around his environment instead of focusing on his opponent.
And now, likewise, dangerous territory for JAXON PAYNE, because in the time he is taking to go up on top, Mize, and you've seen this several times before, that could give Macrae the time he needs to rally.
Given the previous experiences, you may be right. Macrae Martin is up, and here he goes.
Sure enough, catches him.
Having JAXON PAYNE in there. He's got good footing. He's got a good
JAXON
grip.
PAYNE with a top rope suplex, brings him down.
Right in the center of the ring. He is turned over. He is folded in half.
Wow, now we're making noise. But JAXON PAYNE wisely to the outside. Macrae Martin cannot pin the champ when he's on the outside.
No, and though he may be able to gather some of his energy back, may be able to take a moment to rest and recollect himself, the same could be said for JAXON PAYNE, even though he took a near crippling, rough superplex off the top rope.
The crowd, Mize, was in stunned silence, and now they're coming around. But did you hear that? You could hear a pin drop.
Wow, you can only imagine someone who can tell themselves, you know, I come from a land down under, and they wind up hearing this rippling bang throughout the skies of their residence, wondering what it was. But us here, we know what it was. It was the hard-hitting offenses of both Macrae Martin, the Hot Stepper, and the Death Merchant JAXON PAYNE. Cover up. Will he have it?
Just a 2.
It's okay. I gotcha. I do have to agree with Macrae Martin. You know, that's your mother. You don't make your mama jokes.
I came into this match, Mize, ready to call this, uncertain of the future of the championship. Really believing that Macrae Martin could upset JAXON PAYNE, but JAXON PAYNE has been impressive. He has maintained a level of longevity, really, stamina I didn't expect.
No, he certainly has a lot more to offer than we ever thought, and Macrae Martin is bringing out the best in JAXON PAYNE, and likewise could be said for the Hot Stepper.
Finding his footing.
What elevation! A splash from the Hot Stepper could take the title, but only winds up at 2.
Macrae Martin almost sacrificing a knee in the process.
What phenomenal air he got. Like, the time frame that it took for him to get down from there. I thought I had enough time to go grab myself another coffee from Tim Hortons.
Yeah, he came off that a lot cleaner than Tim flew off the electric fence, if you know what I mean.
Has him within his grasp in the full Nelson, but could this be the right maneuver for the Hot Stepper? JAXON PAYNE fighting back, launching him into the ropes. When Macrae Martin,
meticulous turnaround, but now meticulous foot to the face of JAXON PAYNE. Now he rolls him over a little close to the ropes, but enough. Does he lock the arm? Yes, he does for a 2, and no, just a 2. Again.
Macrae Martin has been so intelligible in his positioning. He's brought the arms back in. He's making sure the legs are hooked, making sure that JAXON PAYNE doesn't take advantage of the ropes any more than he should be able to. And now he's going back up there again. Do you think that this could be a wise move from him? This could finish JAXON PAYNE, or is JAXON going to be the wiser against him?
He's gone up to the top before. It didn't work, so this is it. It's hit or miss. Oh, no. Poor mistake, Macrae. Exactly.
Ooh.
Jackson Payne, you know what he did there? It's a term came out with years ago, pulling a chicken. He's
Pulling the chicken.
Yep.
Outstanding. Oh, that death merge and
And
planting him.
unfortunately, sealing the deal.
And oh my God, I can't believe it! I can't
Okay.
believe it! Can you imagine where he would find the
Color
kind of
surprised, Mize.
yeah, like where did he find the kind of know-how just to kick it right? Where is he storing this energy? Where is he getting it from?
Now we're seeing Jackson Payne slip a bit. He's putting his hands on the official. Where's the sportsmanship? Where is the professionalism? You see how the cracks are beginning to show through?
The impression is teetering with Jackson Payne. It is arguing with officials in the ring, calling them like they see them to the best of their abilities. It is Jackson Payne. He's trying within his power not to just completely rip him in half, to retain his championship.
I don't know how much is left in the tank of Macrae Martin, that's for sure.
Hardly able to get up, and here goes Jackson Payne again with a hot stepper. What is this? A roll up.
1, 2,
3. Can you believe it? Oh my God!
Unfreaking believable!
The hot stepper does the unthinkable.
After the original Battle Royal and only 2 months as champ, hardly to say reigning and defending, we have Macrae Martin as the next generation champion.
What a marvelous moment for the hot stepper. Fought hard for the opportunity, fought hard for the title, and look where that got him.
A title changing hands that quick. Not good for Jackson Payne. That's going to send him back down to the bottom of the rung, much to the dismay of the fans. But to the perk of Macrae Martin and all the hot steppers out there, there are some.
Wow. Oh. Jackson Payne is poised. It's looking a little back and forth there. He doesn't know what, Macrae Martin doesn't know what to make of him.
Absolutely.
What is this here? Now this is the good stuff right here.
Has some sportsmanship there.
Both men fought hard. They fought for a long period of time, and the outstanding outcome, that's fantastic. He gathered himself, his sportsmanship, he portrayed it out there. As frustrating as it can be to lose, there's no shame in walking away from a loss against somebody who's clearly done everything and all to take the spot that you sat in.
That's the kind of competition we want to see in Courage Pro, and the kind of championship matches that Courage Pro can bring to the table. With a new champion like Macrae Martin and a roster lineup of competitors.
Oh, and look at
I can
this.
think of a few.
There's a death merchant section just having absolutely none of Macrae Martin stepping in on their territory. This is Macrae Martin's house now. This is the hot stepper's hut now.
Well, Macrae Martin might realize it can be lonely at the top, but you may as well enjoy it.
Well, I can only assume he'll be having plenty of visitors in the future.
Disrespectful.
Look at this jazz. Look at this jazz here. The fans wanting none of him. He's just trying to share his goodwill and victory along with the people in the Dutch merchant section.
Absolutely. Well, Macrae Martin literally had one shot at glory, and he made it true.
What a fantastic success story for the hot stepper today. I can only imagine what Courage Pro Wrestling is going to have in the future, the next generation showcase now with a new chapter beginning, starting off with hot
We'll have
stepper.
a whole lot of
Macrae Martin.
2022 left. The future's written, and it's a hot step in future, if I might say so myself.